Hello everyone. So today we will be starting with the first chapter of the Python, that is the Python revision tour. So let us introduce Python. If you have not heard about Python, it's a high-level programming language developed by Guido van Rossum. The language was released in February 1911 and it got its name from a BBC comedy series, Monty Python's Flying Circus. The next one is it's interpreted and platform independent language. Okay, so first of all, what is the meaning of this interpreted? Interpreted means like other languages needs to be interpreted into a machine level language, but Python has its own interpreter in it, and it is a platform independent, which means it can run on any platform. Let's say you have a Mac OS or Windows or Linux, it can run on any platform and on any operating system, right? So the next thing is that it can be used to follow both procedural and object-oriented approaches to programming. So procedural programming means you are writing a set of procedures in line by line, and this procedures will be performed line by line, right? And object-oriented means everything will be divided into objects. So for example, if you are making a program or if you are making a software for handling a lot of let's say software for booking tickets, so the tickets will be an object, the customers will be an object, the movies will be an object, and between them there will be relationships. Like a person can book more than one tickets, like for different objects, for different movies, and vice versa. A specific movie can be ordered by more than one person, right? So everything will be divided as classes and object. That is what we call the object-oriented approaching to programming. The next one is it is free to use and is based on two programming languages, that is ABC language and Modula 3. So these were the previous versions of Python, and integrating these two languages created Python, which is very high level language and it is very user friendly. So the next one is the basic terms used in Python. So the first one is token. So what is a token? It's the smallest individual unit in a Python program. It it can consist of operators, literals, punctuators, keywords, and identifier. Like you have a specific program snippet or a small code, and you can understand that what are operators. Operators are plus, minus, multiplication, division. These are all operators. What are literals? Literals are the numbers that are assigned to variables. So what are variables? Let's say you declare a variable like a equals to 5. So here a is a variable and 5 is a literal. So these are the values. Literals are the values assigned to a variable. Okay. So the next, it has been said that a token has a specific meaning for a Python interpreter. Examples of tokens are keywords, identifiers, literals, operators, and punctuators. Got it. Punctuators here, like punctuation marks and all those are keywords. Keywords are the reserved words used in Python programs, and they have a special meaning for the interpreter. Each keyword can only be used for the purpose to which it has been assigned. For example, we have and, while, del, with, true, none, false, return, try, etc. These are the keywords, and this can never be used as a data, like as a storage variable. Okay, so I cannot use and equals to 10. This is false. This I cannot use because and is a reserved word in Python, and it is actually and is used for conditional statements, right? So I will when I will come back to the conditional statements, when I will go to that, I will explain what is the use of and in if statements, for statements, and all those things. Okay. So the next one is identifiers. Identifiers are the names that are given to variables, objects, classes, functions, etc. There are some predefined rules for forming identifiers that should be followed, or else the program will raise syntax errors. So there are several rules which a program, while writing a program, we must follow so that we get no errors. Otherwise, if we get an error and if we try to fix it and it goes on repeating again and again, then it will take a lot of time for making a particular piece of code a valid code. So identifiers are the rules you need to know that while writing a program that should be followed. Okay. So the literals, these are the data items that have fixed values. If a data item holds numeric values, it will be known as numeric literal. For example, here a equals to 5. Here 5 is an integer type of value, so we call it the numeric literal. If it contains string value, like let's say if I say name n equals to let's say your name like Vishal. Okay, so if I say like this, then this contains the string value. So this will be a string variable, right? So it's string literal. So it means that the type of value that is stored by the data item will decide the type of the literal. So the type of value that is assigned to this data item or the variable will decide the type of the variable. Okay. The next is the operators. Operators are the symbols to perform specific operations on some variables. Okay. So let's say if I say a equals to 5, b equals to 5, and if I do c equals to a plus b, here equals to is an operator, plus is an operator. Equals to is the assignment operator, that whatever the value comes from here, it will be stored in c. So c will be 10, right? So this is an example of operators. We have a list of operators. You can take a screenshot of this list. You will get an idea of what are the operators are there, like parenthesis, exponentiation operators, let me give you an example. Like if I do like this means it is 5 raised to the power 2 or 5 to the power 2, that is 25. Okay, so this is the purpose of this exponentiation operator. We have bitwise operator, we have positive, negative, then unary operators. What is unary operator? It means that you have just one operator, like let's say you write plus 5 minus 5. So this plus 5 denotes the sign of the 5, this minus denotes the sign of the 5. So this is a unary operator. Okay. And next we have the multiplication, division, floor division. So this double division is called floor division, which means it will first divide it and then like compute the nearest lowest value of the number, like the floor of this number. Okay. Next is addition, subtraction, then bitwise, bitwise XOR, bitwise AND, bitwise OR. Next we have comparisons operator, identity operators. We have Boolean operators. Okay, so these are the different types of operators. Next we have punctuators. Punctuators are the symbols that are used to organize sentence structure in programming languages. Punctuators include inverted commas, hash, dollar, at the rate, brackets, different types of brackets, semicolons, commas, the full stops, dots. So these are all punctuators. Next is variables. Variables are not storage containers like other programming languages. These are temporary memory locations used to store values which will be used in the program further. So variables are considered to be the temporary memory locations which you can assign different values later. So if I assign a equals to 5 and then I assign a equals to 10, so the latest assignment will be stored in the variable. So that's why we call it the temporary memory location. In Python, we do not specify the size and type of a variable. Besides, these are decided as per the value we assign to that variable, right? Next is the data type. Data type, we have different data types like integer, the floating type, the string type, the list type. So what are these? So it specifies the type of data we will be storing in a variable, according to which memory will be allocated to that variable, and it will also specify that type of operations can be performed on that variable. Okay, so there are specific memory like memory units, or how much memory will an integer value take, will a string value take, will a float value take. These are already defined in Python, and if you just assign a equals to 10, so this variable a will be assigned to integer type and it will take the space of 4 bytes depending on the integer data type value. So a specific integer value takes 4 bytes to be stored in the memory. So the A data type will take 4 bytes to get stored in the memory. So it will be done automatically. You don't have to think about the how much memory allocation is being done while declaring this variable. This will be done by Python itself. Okay, next is dynamic typing. It means that it will be decided at the runtime which type of value the variable will store. It is also called implicit conversion. For example, here in this type of value, we have a equals to hello and a equals to 12. So first we define a of string type, then we define a of integer type. Next way is define a of float type. If I do c equals to a plus b, then the last value, that is 12.56, will get added to our 10, right? So it will give us 22.56 double. I just told you that the latest value assignment will be stored in the variable. Okay, so here there are three assignments to a, and the latest one is 12.56. So this 12.56 will be moved here, and it will be added to our assignment of b, that is 10, and it will be added like this. Got it? Okay, so typecasting is a it is a type of data conversion of a variable, and it is of two types. First one is the implicit, and another one is the explicit type conversion. So like I guess we will learn it afterwards. Like typecasting is conversion of a specific type of data to any other type. Like if I say I have variable a as 12, so here 12 was integer type, so variable a was integer type data. A was holding integer type data, but now if I convert a to float type data like this, float in brackets a, which means I am making the integer type, I'm converting the integer type to float type, and I'm storing it in a variable called b. And if I try to print the b, it will give us 12.0. That is a floating type answer. Got it? Like this we can do for lists as well. Like you can just go through this. Okay, so there are different data types in Python. First one is the numeric data type, which contains integer, complex numbers, float. Next one is dictionaries. We will come to that later. Boolean. Boolean is true and false. Set. We will come to that later. Sequence type. That is string, tuple, or list. This all will be covered in a separate chapter. Okay. In numeric data types. First of all, numeric data types. Integers allow storing whole numbers only when which can be positive or negative. Floating point numbers are used for storing numbers having fractional parts like temperature, area, etc. In Python, floating point numbers represent double precision, that is 15-digit precision. Complex numbers are stored in Python in the form of a plus bj. You don't have to remember all these things. You just know that floating point numbers and your integer type values are under the numeric data types, and you have to understand what this type of values represent. Okay, and dictionary is an unordered comma separated list of key value pairs. Okay, so let's say if I say like a Japan, comma b Iran. If I do it like this, if I print a, right? If I print, let's say this has a dict variable type. If I print dict get a, these are all dictionary type. So you have to store dictionaries like this. If we do a, your answer will be Japan, like this. This is a pseudo code, not the exact code. This is pseudo code. Okay. So next is Boolean. Boolean stores true and false only. True means 1 and false means 0 internally. Sequence data types store a collection of set of variable values in ordered manner. We can traverse the values using indexing. For example, sequence data types includes lists, arrays. So first of all, if we have a string, so how is a string? What is a string first of all? It's a sequence having Unicode characters and is immutable. Any value that is written or assigned in inverted commas or single inverted commas is considered as a string in Python. Each character is at a particular place called index, having a starting value of 0 and traversing forward. Indexing can also be done in a backward direction. As you can see here, your index starts with 0. Let's say we have a string named Python. So your index starts with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The length of the string is 6. This is the length, but your indexing starts from 0 and it ends at 5. Also, you can do backward indexing. -1, if you just call -1 from this Python word, then the -1 represents the character N, then -2 represents O, then H, then like that to -6 you have. So that is called the backward indexing, right? So next is lists. Lists can hold multiple elements of the same or different data types. So lists are mutable, first of all. So mutable means the values can be updated without assigning a new memory location. Like if I first declare a list and if I try to change some content of that list, it is possible while we are working with lists. But in tuples, that is not possible. So tuples are immutable, right? So we can, in lists, we can add or join two lists together. Joining of two lists can be done using plus symbol, that is the concatenate symbol, right? Or concatenation can be done using a star symbol. But in tuples can be okay, so in tuples, the multiple values here are assigned to a single variable, then by default, the type of variable will be tuple, right? Tuples can be traversed in the same way as strings using a for loop. Okay, so the strings can be traversed using for loop, like traversing every character. In the for loop, we will just go from 0 to 5, and we will print out every characters in the Python string. Like that, we can access the tuple as well. Got it? So lists and tuple can be accessed the same way as the string functions. Next, slicing, concatenation, and joining operations can also be performed on tuples as the same way as strings. Okay, so here are some string functions. I'm not lengthening this video. I will just continue this in the next video. Okay, so I guess you have understood what like the basic introduction of Python, and we will be continuing this video in the next one. Thank you and have a nice day.